The top of the sixth inning at the 2016 Northwest League Pioneer League All-Star Game with the Northwest League leading 10-4. I'm Robbie Bulla. We're now joined in the booth by the president of the Pioneer League, Jim McCurdy. We had Mike Ellison here before. He says you guys are great friends, and you were in Spokane last year, I imagine, for the All-Star Game, the first one that they hosted. It's got to feel good to host one yourself now.
Oh, it's just great. This is the first All-Star Game since the Pioneer League became a short season league back in 1964, so it's a great thing, and last year was good as well.
Were you as happy as Mike Ellis to see the two leagues agree to play each other in an All-Star Game?
Just as happy. We both had worked on it, and as he may have told you, it took us about a year to get it together.
Jacob Bosiokovic is going to lead off, still hitting in the 4 spot, so no one replacing him yet. He's 2 for 3 with a couple of singles today. And out on the mound for the Pioneer League from the Idaho Falls Chuckers is the right-hander Brian Bayless, and Bosiokovic is going to take a called strike 2 as the leadoff hitter here in the top of the 6th inning. Bayless, an 18th round draft pick last year by the Royals, is from Clawson, Michigan, went to St. Joseph's in Indiana, and replaces his own teammate Alex Luna on the All-Star roster when Alex got hurt. Bayless 4-1 this year with a 3.24 ERA, and the 0-2 pitch is just a tad outside for a ball, 1-2. We also were remarking with Mike that he lives in Missoula, you live in Spokane. You guys are presidents of the wrong leagues.
Well, yeah, they maybe some people think that the presidents shouldn't live in a town in the league, but many do, and we've all had a good time with it. As Mike probably told you, he and I have been involved with the Pioneer League for many, many years.
2 balls, 2 strikes at the plate to Jacob Bosiokovic. How many games do you get to see during the course of a season?
We know it varies from year to year, but I see as many as I can. Of course, we're pretty close to Missoula, and once you get to Missoula, you can go to Helena. So Montana's a bit easier, but a lot of times we start down here when we bring the umpires in for orientation before the start of the season, and so we can cover a good bit. This last year, we were here, and Ogden wasn't at home to start the season, so we went down to Grand Junction.
2-2 pitch is a called strike 3. Bosiokovic goes down. He's now 2 for 4, and Brian Bayless strikes out the first batter that he faces in this game, and now we'll have another pinch hitter hitting in the 5 spot for Gio Brusa, who hit a 2-run home run his last time up. And this will be Chad Smith from the Spokane Indians. Chad was a 5th round draft pick last year, hitting .268, a couple of home runs, 20 runs batted in this season. From Snellville, Georgia, and the left-hander will face Brian Bayless with 1 out and take the pitch inside for a ball, 1-0. Jim, your thoughts now that you've been here for a day or so on how Ogden is doing representing the Pioneer League hosting this All-Star game?
Ogden's representing the Pioneer League and minor league baseball just so very well. It always does, and we knew that with David Baggett taking it on here that we would have quite a show and quite an event. That's what we all like to see. But you know, beyond the events and all of that, you're seeing the best of the best.
Chad Smith coming in as a pinch hitter and gets a base hit in his first at-bat in the All-Star game, driving into left field. Chris Peters, the designated hitter, will continue to hit. He's 1 for 3 today, doubled and scored in the 4th inning. He was the only person that batted twice in that inning for the Northwest League. He grounded out to end that inning. 10-4 lead for the Northwest League All-Stars over the Pioneer League All-Stars. The players have seemed to enjoy it. The executives have certainly seemed to enjoy it. Spokane did such a fantastic job last year. It was big shoes to fill for Ogden, but it would be nice to see this game keep happening year after year at this point.
Yep, and we expect it will. We think next year, as Mike may have said, we think we'll be in Hillsboro. And
Chris Peters now with an 0-1 count. Runner on first with 1 down. And that one will slice foul. The Pioneer League, I know back in the day, had a pretty long trip sometimes because you had some of those Canadian teams traveling pretty far down. It's been unique all throughout the years. What sets the Pioneer League apart today in 2016 from the other leagues?
Well, you know, minor league baseball is great from coast to coast, and it is tremendous, but we've always thought that there's a ball with a pitch down low, that the Pioneer League lies amidst the majestic mountains and the Golden Plains, and there's, there are great parts of the country. The Northwest is good, New York Penn, and all the rest of it, and the Southern, but there's nothing like this area.
Bayless elects to throw over to first. How did you get involved in baseball to begin with?
Well, I always wanted to be involved, and I was teaching law at the Gonzaga University Law School and was getting a sports law course together because I could see that it had gelled into its own field.
1-2 pitch. This one's hit pretty well towards left field, towards the warning track, and it's going to hit off of the wall. Bounces over Schnurbush and comes back. Jemai Jones, the center fielder, showing his speed, coming all the way over to get it in left field. It will be an RBI double for Chris Peters that scores Chad Smith all the way over from first base, and now the Northwest League up 11-4 here in the 6th inning.
So in getting the course together, I needed what was called the Blue Book that had the agreement between the American League and the National League, the major leagues and the minor leagues, and the National Association agreement where all the minor league teams came together under an umbrella. And I went out to Spokane Indians office to borrow the book and walked out with the book and the assistant general manager's job. So.
And thus was the start of what's been a fantastic career for you.
Oh, fantastic. You were saying what sets the Pioneer League off. All of our leagues have great players. The Pioneer League has done quite well. There were 10 Pioneer League alums, if I'm counting right, in the World Series last year.
You have the Idaho Falls Chuckers from the Kansas City Royals. Donnie Walton is going to pinch hit here for the Northwest League. He's a shortstop from the Everett Aqua Sox. 5th-round draft pick this year from Oklahoma State. Actually played in the College World Series with the Cowboys this year, hitting .293, 3 home runs, 11 runs batted in this season. 0-2 pitch is up high to make it 1 ball and 1 strike. What has been pleasantly surprising about working in baseball? Something that maybe you didn't expect that you would enjoy?
Well, if you're running a team around, something happens every day that you don't expect. You never know. It's the minor leagues, maybe the major leagues as well, but certainly at the minor league level, what happens in the stands and with the fans and all of that nobody sees. But it's, there's been quite an evolution in minor league baseball, both in player development.
2-2 is slapped towards center field. Jemai Jones will scoop it, fire it towards the plate, and it will hold the runner at third. And Walton will advance to second on the throw as well. Put runners on second and third. The ball flies up here in the thin air. We started with a pitcher's duel the first couple of innings, and the hitters have been on display.
Right, it looked like we were going to have a game much like last year in the first innings. But it's early in the night, so to speak. I don't know at this ballpark if there's ever a safe lead. What do you think? You've been here.
We've seen a lot. It seems like it's more in Idaho Falls, though. In Melaleuca Field, you see a lot of leads that aren't very safe there. But all throughout the Pioneer League, it's not a rare night that you see both teams in the double digits.
That's right. And I was part of the ownership group of a club in Butte, Montana, that later moved to Casper and ultimately to Grand Junction.
Kevin Rivera slicing it towards left field. Schnurbush makes the catch. Runner won't tag. He'll throw anyway. It's cut off. And that'll be out number 2 here in the 6th inning.
And Butte is a mile high like Coors Field. There really was never a safe lead there.
Being in Spokane, do you make it to many Spokane Indians games in the Northwest
I only
League?
go to a few a year because I'm pretty much involved in the Pioneer League and traveling here and there. I was finding out with our alumni from the Pioneer League, there were 8 contestants in the Major League Home Run Derby during the All-Star game, and 5 of those 8 played in the Pioneer League.
This is where they learned how to hit the ball, right? That thin mountain air. John Riley up for the second time. He struck out just an inning ago in his first at-bat. Runners on second and third with 2 outs. And Riley will take a strike to make it 0-1. Pitch from Brian Bayless. Hit down towards the first base side. Brian will pick it up and apply the tag himself to bring the inning to a close. The Northwest League does get 1 more run. 3 hits and 2 left on base to take An even bigger lead now over the Pioneer League as we head to the bottom of the 6th inning. President of the Pioneer League, Jim McCurdy, thanks for joining us here in the booth. We've enjoyed having you. Enjoy the rest of the ballgame.
Okay, great to see you, Robbie. Take care, and it's real nice to be in Ogden.
All right, bottom of the 6th when we return.